Listen to me, comfort is the enemy of greatness. Everybody wants success until it starts to get uncomfortable. You say you want to be the best. You say you want to win. But the second life gets tough, you tap out. And I came here today to tell you, you will never rise higher than your level of commitment. I need you to understand something. Comfort is a trap. It looks peaceful. It feels safe, but it kills dreams quietly. Commitment, that sips the fire that keeps burning when everything else fades. When your back is against the wall, commitment says, I sips not leaving until I get what I came for. So if you're tired of talking, tired of almost making it, tired of living halfway, then this message is for you. Because today, we're drawing a line in the sand between who you've been and who you're about to become. Let me tell you something powerful. Everybody pays a price. The question is, which one will you choose? You can pay the price of discipline today, or you can pay the price of regret tomorrow. But make no mistake, both are painful. The difference is, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. I remember meeting a young athlete years ago. This kid had talent, natural, raw, beautiful talent. Coaches said he could go pro if he stayed focused. But you know what happened? Every time practice got tough, every time the coach pushed him harder, he'd tap out. Man, it's too hot. My legs hurt. I'll do it tomorrow. He kept choosing comfort. And the crazy part, he didn't even realize that every tomorrow he wasted was a day his dream died a little more. Then one season, something clicked. He came to me and said, Coach, I'm tired of being average. I'm tired of watching others live the life I talk about. And that was the moment he made a decision to suffer now so he could shine later. He started running extra drills, showing up before everyone else, staying after practice when everyone was already home scrolling their phones. His body hurt. His mind wanted to quit, but his spirit said, keep going. By the end of that season, he didn't just earn a starting spot. He became team captain, got a full scholarship, changed his entire family story. Why? Because he understood what most people never will. Discipline hurts now, but regret lasts forever. See, discipline isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every early morning, every late night, every I don't feel like it moment is shaping you into the person capable of handling success. People look at champions and think they're lucky. No, they're committed. They've trained their minds to push through the pain instead of running from it. Regret is different. Regret sneaks up years later when you realize you could have done more. It whispers, you had the chance, but you chose comfort. Regret doesn't care about your excuses. It only reminds you of your missed opportunities. And I promise you, that pain cuts deeper than any workout, any grind, any sacrifice you'll ever make. So I'm asking you, what's your pain going to produce? Will you take the short-term pain of discipline to earn the long-term reward of purpose? Or will you settle for the long-term pain of regret because you wanted to stay comfortable? Discipline says, I so sacrifice sleep for a dream. Discipline says, I so turn off the distractions and lock in. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I care what I set me coming. You've got to decide that your goals are worth more than your feelings, because feelings are temporary, but legacy is forever. So the next time you don't feel like grinding, remind yourself the pain you feel today will build the strength you need tomorrow. Choose the pain that leads to power, not the pain that leads to regret, because one day you'll thank yourself for every moment you refuse to quit. That's what commitment over comfort truly means. Enduring the pain of discipline, now so you never have to live with the pain of regret later. Let's get something straight. Nothing grows in comfort. You want to stay comfortable? Fine. But don't you dare expect growth to show up. Because comfort is a silent killer. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It slowly drains your potential, your hunger, your fight. Growth requires stretching, and stretching hurts. You can become your best self while staying where it sits easy, predictable, and safe. Every time you choose comfort, you trade your future for the present. You sit saying, I rather feel good right now than be great later. I'll never forget this woman I met in Detroit. Worked the same 9-to-5 job for 15 years. She hated it. Every single day she'd wake up, hit snooze 3 times, sit in traffic and whisper, there's gotta be more to life than this. But comfort had her locked up. She knew the paycheck would come. She knew what to expect, and that familiarity felt safe. One day her company downsized, and just like that, her comfort vanished. She told me, Eric, losing that job was the best thing that ever happened to me. You see, she'd been dreaming about starting her own baking business for years. But the fear of leaving her comfort zone kept her stuck. After that layoff, she had no choice but to move. She started small, baking in her kitchen, selling at farmers markets, doing deliveries herself. The first year, tough. She cried more nights than she slept. There were times she questioned everything, but she kept going. 3 years later, she owns a thriving bakery, employs over 40 people, and gets messages every day from customers saying her cakes bring them joy. You know what she said to me? I should have left that job years ago. I didn't stretch grow until I got uncomfortable. That's the truth. Comfort feels like security, but it's really just stagnation disguised as peace. And that's how most people live. Comfortable, but unfulfilled. Safe, but stuck. Breathing, but not alive. You see, comfort tells you, stay here, it's warm, it's familiar. But growth whispers, get up, move. It's time to evolve. And the moment you listen to growth, life gets loud. Challenges show up, obstacles appear. But that's how you know you're moving in the right direction. Because resistance is proof of progress. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Seeds don't sprout without breaking through the soil. And diamonds, they don't form without pressure. Why would your life be any different? When you step out of comfort, you discover strength you didn't know existed. You find creativity, courage, and capability that only discomfort can unlock. That's where your true self lives, not in the easy moments, but in the stretch. So ask yourself, are you growing or are you just comfortable? Because you can't have both. You can't chase greatness and cling to comfort. One will always cancel out the other. Comfort keeps you average. Growth makes you exceptional. Comfort keeps you silent. Growth gives you a voice. Comfort keeps you where you are. Growth takes you where you're meant to be. So stop settling for what's easy and start pursuing what's possible. The next time life makes you uncomfortable, don't still run, lean in. Because that sip is not pain. That sip is progress. That sip is not failure. That sip is formation. That sip is life, saying you still leveling up. Remember this, comfort kills dreams, but discomfort creates destiny. Choose the stretch. Choose the challenge. Choose growth, even when it hurts. Because that steps where transformation begins. Everybody's committed when it's convenient. Everybody's focused when it's fun. But the real question is, can you show up when you don't feel like it? That's the difference between average and elite, between dreamers and doers, between those who talk about success and those who live it. Listen to me. Your feelings are not facts. Your emotions can't be the steering wheel of your life. Because if you only show up when you feel good, you'll never reach your full potential. Greatness doesn't care how you feel. Greatness responds to consistency. I remember when I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, taking cold showers in public bathrooms. You think I felt like getting up at 4 a.m. to read, to write, to grind? No, but I did it anyway because my purpose was bigger than my pain. My why was stronger than my one sit. There was no audience, no camera, no applause. Just me and my commitment. I kept showing up, speaking at schools for free, reading every motivational book I could find, studying success stories while everybody else was sleeping. And let me tell you something, consistency beats talent every single time. Because talent might get you in the game, but commitment keeps you there. Let me give you a story. There was a young man I coached, talented basketball player, one of the best I'd seen, but he had a problem. He only gave 100% when the crowd was watching, when the lights were off. He got lazy. He skipped workouts, show up late, make excuses. One day, he lost his starting spot to a player with half his skill, but double his discipline. That kid showed up every day. Rain, shine, pain, exhaustion, didn't matter. He put in the work, and when game day came, he was unstoppable. That sips the power of showing up. The world doesn't sip rewards sometimes. It rewards every time. Commitment means you do it after the feeling is left. It means you keep your promise even when your mood changes. It means you show up broken, tired, uncertain, but still ready. Because real commitment doesn't depend on your comfort. It depends on your character. Listen, anybody can start, but only the committed finish. That's why most people never see their dreams realized. They stop showing up. They let a bad day turn into a bad week into a bad habit. And before they know it, they've given up. You got to be that person who says, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. Because that's where strength is built. Not when it's easy, but when it's exhausting. Every single time you show up, despite how you feel, you train your mind to lead your emotions instead of being led by them. You're building a mindset that doesn't fold under pressure. So stop waiting for motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Commitment stays. Get up when you're tired. Push when you're drained. Show up when no one's watching. Because one day the world will watch and they'll call it talent. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't talent. It was commitment. So from today forward, I need you to make a promise to yourself that no matter what, you'll show up, not when it's easy, not when it's exciting, but especially when it's hard. Because that's how legends are made, by showing up even when they don't feel like it. Let me be real with you. You can't have success without sacrifice, period. You can't want the reward, but refuse to pay the price. Everybody wants to shine, but nobody wants to sweat. Everybody wants to live the dream, but nobody wants to give up the comfort that keeps them from it. I tell people all the time, commitment and comfort don't coexist. If you're truly committed to your goals, something's got to go. It might be sleep, it might be Netflix, it might be your old habits, your excuses, or even some relationships that keep pulling you backward. Whatever it is, if it doesn't serve your purpose, it has to go. I remember a man who came to me years ago. He said, E, I want to be a doctor, but I've got a full-time job and a family. There's no way. I told him, if you're serious about this, you're going to have to sacrifice something, because success won't just fit into your schedule. You've got to make room for it. So he did. Every night after putting his kids to bed, he studied midnight to 3 a.m. every single night for 8 years. Missed parties, missed holidays, missed sleep, but he didn't miss his purpose. He kept saying, one day, this will all make sense. And it did. 8 years later, he graduated top of his class, became a respected doctor, and changed the legacy of his family. That's what sacrifice looks like. It's not convenient, it's not pretty, but it's necessary. See, commitment will always demand something from you. The universe doesn't hand out greatness for free. You can't pray for success and then refuse to pay for it. You can't say, I want to be the best, but then protect your comfort zone like it's sacred. Your dream is expensive, and the currency is sacrifice. Every champion has a story of sacrifice. Kobe Bryant, up at 4 a.m. shooting when everyone else was sleeping. Serena Williams, training through pain, through injury, through doubt. These people didn't have more talent. They just had more commitment. They gave up comfort for consistency, pleasure for purpose. And that's what most people don't understand. Sacrifice doesn't take away from your life. It gives you a new one. When you give up who you are, you make room for who you're becoming. You can't reach the top while holding on to the bottom. Something's got to give. You can't keep your distractions and your destiny at the same time. You can't keep your excuses and your excellence in the same room. When you commit, you say, I'm willing to give up what says good for what says great. And that's where most people tap out. They want the outcome, but not the process. They want success, but not sacrifice. But let me tell you, if it costs nothing, it changes nothing. You want freedom? It's just going to cost discipline. You want success? It's just going to cost comfort. You want greatness? It's going to cost everything average. So stop holding on to what's safe and start embracing what's necessary. Because sacrifice is the doorway to success, and commitment is the key that unlocks it. The next time you're tempted to quit because it's hard, remember you're not losing something, you're investing it. Every sacrifice you make today is a seed that will grow into your tomorrow. Stay focused, stay faithful, stay committed. Because when you sacrifice for what you love, you'll never have to sacrifice your dreams again. Let me tell you something real. You can't stay committed in a circle that's comfortable. I don't care how disciplined you think you are. If you hang around people who settle, you'll start settling too. If your friends are okay with average, sooner or later, you'll start believing that average is acceptable. Listen, your environment will either fuel your fire or suffocate your flame. You can't keep saying you want greatness while spending your time around people who are allergic to growth. Commitment is contagious, but so is complacency. I remember this young woman who came up to me after one of my talks. She said, "Hey, I've been trying to get in shape for years, but I keep quitting." I asked her, "Who are you running with?" She looked down and said, "Honestly, none of my friends work out. Every time I try, they laugh and say, 'Girl, why are you doing all that? One day won't make a difference.'" I told her straight, "That's your problem right there. You can't fly when your circle is full of anchors." So she made a choice. She joined a local fitness group. People who were serious about their goals. She started waking up at 5 a.m., working out with them, eating clean, staying accountable. 6 months later, she had lost 40 pounds, but more importantly, she gained confidence, focus, and discipline. And you know what she said? I didn't just change my body, I changed my environment. That's the power of your circle. Who you surround yourself with determines what you'll tolerate. If everyone around you is comfortable, your drive will die. But if your circle is hungry, if your people are focused, passionate, relentless, you'll start operating at their level just to keep up. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. If you hang with complainers, you'll start complaining. If you hang with dreamers, you still start dreaming. If you hang with grinders, you still start grinding. Listen, even the strongest person needs a strong circle. Jesus had 12. Kobe had trainers. Every champion has accountability. You're not supposed to do this alone, but you got to make sure the people around you push you forward, not pull you back. You've got to surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable, people who challenge your excuses, question your laziness, and expect greatness from you. Those are the ones who will help you grow because they won't let you stay small. When you walk with lions, you stop acting like a sheep. When you surround yourself with people who refuse to quit, quitting stops being an option. So if you're serious about commitment, take a hard look at your circle. Ask yourself, who pushes me? Who challenges me? Who inspires me to stay locked in when I want to give up? And if the answer is no one, then it's time to upgrade your environment. You need people who remind you of your potential, not your past. You need voices that speak life into your purpose, not fear into your plans. Because your circle should reflect your commitment, not your comfort zone. Remember this, iron sharpens iron, but dull people dull your dreams. So stop surrounding yourself with people who make excuses and start surrounding yourself with people who make moves. Because when your circle changes, your standards rise. And when your standards rise, your life follows. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. Listen to me. Comforts might give you pleasure, but only commitment builds character. Comfort makes you feel good for a moment, but commitment makes you become someone great for a lifetime. Comfort is about how you feel. Commitment is about who you are. And that's the difference between living easy and living with purpose. See, comfort is temporary satisfaction. Commitment is permanent transformation. When you choose commitment, you're choosing to go through the fire. And that fire doesn't destroy you. It forges you. It builds resilience, toughness, humility, and focus. The qualities that comfort can never teach. I'll never forget meeting a soldier after one of my events. He lost his leg in combat. He came up to me on a prosthetic limb, shook my hand, and said, I'm not broken, I'm built. That hit me hard. I asked him how he found the strength to keep going after something so devastating. He said, I made a promise to myself and to my brothers in arms that I'd never stop fighting, even if I had to crawl. My body was injured, but my commitment wasn't. That right there, that's character. You can't buy that. You can't fake that. You can only build that by choosing commitment over comfort. See, when life knocks you down, comfort says, stay there, it's easier. But commitment says, get up, it's worth it. Comfort teaches you to avoid pain. Commitment teaches you to endure it and grow stronger through it. When you're committed, you stop being fragile. You stop breaking every time something doesn't go your way. Because commitment gives you backbone. It gives you endurance. It gives you identity. I've seen it over and over again. People who had nothing, who went through struggle after struggle, but came out powerful because they stayed committed. I know a young man who failed 3 times in business, lost money, friends, everything. Most people would have quit, but he said, I made a decision that failure wasn't final. He kept showing up, learning, improving. On his 4th try, he built a multi-million-dollar company. But more important than his success was his transformation. He became patient, disciplined, and unstoppable. That's character. That's commitment. Comfort never builds that. Comfort never builds grit, faith, or endurance. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when it's uncomfortable. That's where your strength is shaped. Your mindset is molded. Your character is created. Listen, commitment builds something inside you that can't be shaken by outside circumstances. It teaches you how to keep your word when no one's watching, how to stay faithful when the results aren't showing, how to believe when everyone else doubts. And here's the truth. Success doesn't always come fast, but character keeps you steady while you wait. Commitment makes you trustworthy, dependable, and durable. Because at the end of the day, success will fade, trophies will collect dust, but who you become through the process, that's eternal. So stop chasing easy and start embracing effort. Don't pray for comfort, pray for commitment. Because comfort makes you soft, but commitment makes you solid. Comfort feeds your ego, but commitment builds your essence. Every time you stay committed through the storm, you're proving to yourself that you're built different. So the next time life tests you, don't run from the challenge. Rise to it. Because every test is just another opportunity for your character to grow. Remember, comfort creates moments, but commitment creates men and women of substance. Be the one who stands firm, stays faithful, and keeps fighting, because your character is being built with every choice you make to stay committed. Listen to me. Life is not about what you feel like doing. It's about what you're willing to commit to. Comfort will tell you, rest. Commitment will whisper, rise. Comfort will say, you sip done enough. Commitment will shout, we sip not done yet. So today, I challenge you, stop chasing comfort and start building commitment. Because one day you start gonna look back and you start either say, I'm just dead glad I did, or I wish I had. Don't let your future self hate your present choices. Get up, stay locked in, and remember, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you're committed to do. You're stronger than your excuses. You're built for more than comfort. Now go out there and commit to your greatness.